India has now captured 6 more major places in the Ladakh region. China is opening a new front in the Arunachal Pradesh and the East Ladakh sectors. India now sending more than 12,000 troops to the LAC. The Indian Army has occupied 6 new major hill features and the line of actual control or the LAC during the ongoing conflict with the Chinese army in the Eastern Ladakh sector. The Indian Army has occupied now 6 new heights between August 29th and the second week of September. The new hill features being occupied by the Indian troops including the Magar Hill, Gurung Hill, Recehen La, Rezang La, Mokhpari, and the dominating heights are the Chinese positions near Finger 4. Top Indian government source told to the ANI. It's very clear that both sides are planning to stay there for winter. They seem to be anticipating that there will be no diplomatic outcome, said Manoj Joshi, a security expert at the Observer Research Foundation. The reality is that China does not want to settle this because it is a convenient way to keep India unsettled and weakened by entangling them in an expensive military operations and along the Himalayan border that is far beyond their means, said a source. According to the villagers in the Ladakh hilltops, there is little evidence of this engagement on the ground. Over the past week, the Indian troops have continued to build up along the border to further secure India's position along the border. A source clarified that the Black Top and the Helmet Top hill features are on Chinese side of the LAC, while the heights occupied by the Indian side are in the Indian territory. China has increased the deployment of its troops at the 6 areas along the LAC near Arunachal Pradesh. There is tension in the upper Subansaries Aspila, Longju, Bisa, and Magja areas. China has also built a road near LAC in Arunachal Pradesh, Bisa. As the Chinese buildup increases, there is a requirement of a corresponding increase of troops on the Indian side. It is being discussed if another division of troops should be inducted in the Eastern Ladakh, said a source. This would mean the additional troops of almost 12,000 personnel being moved to Eastern Ladakh for acclimations and subsequent deployment if the needs arises, according to an Indian defense source. The Indian Army is ready to respond to China's challenge, and the army is on a high alert in 4 sensitive areas in the LAC of Arunachal Pradesh. It is to be noted that the activities of the People's Liberation Army and the Chinese Army are now being closely monitored in those areas. According to the sources, the surveillance has been increased in 6 disputed areas and 4 sensitive areas along the LAC in Arunachal Pradesh. The LAC continues to remain tense with the Indian and the Chinese troops stationed on the proximity of each other, as close as 300 meters at some places. So what do you think of India has captured 6 more heights and China is opening a new front battle in Arunachal Pradesh and the Eastern Ladakh sector? Why do you think India is sending more than 12,000 troops on the Eastern Ladakh sectors and thinking on to add extra more troops on Arunachal Pradesh? A new report finding shows China claims all of Galwan Valley of India. The US and India conducts a passive naval exercise in the Indian Ocean region, and the UK to send an aircraft carrier to the South China Sea. Indian Navy is wanted by Philippines in the South China Sea. In the recent news report by an Indian media, The Hindu said, the tents which China PLA set up in the Galwan Valley in the 2020 March-April is beyond Beijing's territory as well as the China's claim of LAC by the China. This shows its expansionist behavior according to the official records of 1960, says the Indian media newspaper The Hindu. Also, according to the Nirupama Rao, the former Foreign Secretary of India, said the China wants to increase its old LAC boundary line by claiming whatever the area it needed so that they dominate the other country. As India's military bases and the roads passes by near the LAC, China wants 24 hours peak look at India is what doing. That's why they are blocking India's finger 4 area and China claims it's theirs. On the while, as we said before, India and the US Navy held a naval exercises in the Indian Ocean region near the Malacca Strait. India also had a similar naval exercise with Japan and France. India, US, Japan and Australia are going to conduct the biggest Malabar exercise in the coming months. As the US and India are sending a clear message to China, UK has also joined the list. UK Navy is also sending its aircraft carrier HMS Queen Elizabeth to South China Sea in the coming months. According to the Times of India, already the US Navy aircraft carrier USS Nimitz and the Ronald Reagan are in the South China Sea and in the Indian Ocean. As China increases intrusion into the Indian Ocean region in the name of Pirates Watch and claiming all of the South China Sea by bullying its neighbor, Philippines now said, according to the talk between India and Philippines in the recent past, it warns the Indian Navy in the Philippine Sea of South China Sea against China. So what do you think of India-US Navy exercise against China? Well, the UK and Australia to join the India's way, Philippines wants Indian Navy. What's your thought? As the tensions rises in the Ladakh region in the India-China border on Monday, with series of eye-to-eye standoff between India and Chinese army. Now it led to India banning Chinese companies in India. The Indian Railways and the Department of Telecommunications has said to the state BSNL Telecom Communication Company not to use or buy Chinese-made equipment in its upgradation or in the future development. So what do you think of India banning some Chinese companies, and can India catch up with the huge deficit with China to stop the dependency on Chinese economy?
Post your comments below, and if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and follow us on social networks and subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching. This is WC Daily. Think big, think different. Bye.